What's up, everybody? I hope everyone's having a great day, and thank you for tuning into a new episode of the Sports Raid. Before we get started, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about one of our sponsors, BLK Water. BLK Water is a fulvic mineral water with a great amount of electrolytes, antioxidants, a high pH plus level, and is all natural. It comes in amazing different flavors and has amazing health benefits. So if you want black water and amazing flavors, just go over to blkwater.com and use code BLKRAID for 20% off any purchase. Thank you guys and enjoy the episode. You're running out of time here. Last few weeks, you got about 2 weeks left to enter the giveaway for the free case of BLK water. But for now, welcome to episode 15 of the Sports Raid, hosted by me, Cole Thompson. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you ate turkey instead of ham, because if you ate ham, that's disgusting. You're disgusting. You're gross. I never understood why people ate ham over turkey, but I had a very good Thanksgiving. I had a very fun time. I did not have a fun time Sunday though. The Eagles. I will get to the Eagles later. But you know how we like to do it. We like to get right into it here. Let's get going here with my NFL Week 13 picks. We are on Week 13 already. That is insane. Last night I took the Cowboys, and the Cowboys did win over the Saints 27-17. Taysom Hill, he's a tight end. He's not a quarterback. He's a running back maybe, but not a quarterback. Please stop putting him at quarterback. It's painful for everybody to watch. But we all knew the Cowboys were going to win. The Cowboys weren't going to lose again. I mean, the Saints were just down. They're just downright not good without a competent quarterback. Taysom Hill, Trevor Siemian are not good. Jameis Winston plays. I think they still make the playoffs. But on to some more NFC South games. We got an NFC South matchup between the New England Patriots, the other Tom Brady team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, traveling to the Atlanta Falcons. This one is going to be interesting. I do think that the Patriots take care. I keep saying the Patriots. I think of Tom Brady and I just think of the Patriots. The Bucs take care of business against the Falcons pretty handily. The Falcons, they had their little run they had this season, and it's over. I was high on the Falcons. I was wrong. They've been exposed as frauds. Give me the Bucs. Cardinals travel to the Bears. Listen, I get a lot of hate for picking against the Bears, but I've only gotten one Bears game wrong this year. One. And that's when I had them losing to the Raiders. But Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins should be back. I don't care who you put in quarterback for Chicago. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be a brutal upset. Or brutal just beating the Bears are going to take. The Cardinals are going to give it to them. Kyler Murray is going to need to play impressive too, because he's still in contention for MVP, but his clock is a-ticking. Give me the Cardinals. Next up, the Los Angeles Chargers travel to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. This is going to be a good game. It's going to be very close. This is going to have a lot of playoff implications. The Chargers disappointed me last week losing to the Broncos. The Broncos and Chargers might be the two most confusing teams in football, other than the Titans. Bengals got a very, very, very good win as they destroyed the Steelers last week. I'm going to take the Bengals to win. Bengals are a little bit hotter. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase played very well against the Steelers. Chargers, man, you're scaring me. I want to see you guys in the playoffs, but every time you guys go on that little streak of wins, I'm like, oh, the Chargers, man, they look pretty good. Justin Herbert's, well, he always plays good, but you guys are playing pretty good. And then you guys lose a few games that you really shouldn't, or you can't lose. And I think this is another one. I'm taking the Bengals to win. Vikings travel to the Lions. Do I even need to say anything? I said at the beginning of the year, the Lions, like not the beginning, but about 4 or 5 weeks into the season when I first started this podcast, I said that the Lions will not win a game this year. They've had chance after chance. I mean, they did tie, I guess, but they had chance after chance after chance to get a win. It's just not happening. I'm taking the Vikings. Giants travel to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Oh, these are two teams that these are two of the hotter teams in football right now. Giants just won 2 in a row. Dolphins have won, I think, 5 or 6 in a row, and they're going to win another one this week. I got the Dolphins winning. Tua is on this absurd revenge tour, and I think he's basically bought himself another year as a starter. I like to give quarterbacks 3-4 years. A lot of teams usually only give him 2, maybe 3. He definitely earned a third year. He will be the starter for somebody. Maybe not the Dolphins. Either it's probably going to be the Dolphins or the Texans. But if the Dolphins can't get to Deshaun Watson, they're going to start Tua next year. He's looked very, very good over the last few weeks. Next up, Eagles at the Jets. If the Eagles, excuse my language here, if the Eagles lose to the fucking Jets, I'll cry. I'll probably cry. I'm going to cry. I will cry. I'll cry a lot. That would be very sad. Like, how did you lose to the Jalen Reagor? Get him out. Cut him. Release him. Just get rid of him. He had 2 wide open touchdowns that he dropped. Jalen Hurts, what? I was hyping you up all week, Jalen. All week. And you just downright disappointed and played a pitiful game against the Giants. 4 interceptions. I was talking about how you could sneak in the MVP conversation. Now you don't have a chance. Now you're done. Get him out. I mean, not get him out of Philly. He should still be the quarterback. But overall, he's had a pretty good year. Just bounce back this week. Going to the bye, and I swear, if I'm going to the Eagles game against Washington on the 19th. If I go to that game and you play like that, I will go on the field and I'll take you off myself. I'll go in at quarterback. What was that? Oh, that's speaking of the Eagles. We're gonna have some different stuff over once I get back home for Christmas. I'm gonna be vlogging at the Eagles game. I'm gonna also ask Eagles fans questions during the tailgate. So don't let your kids watch that one. That one is gonna be that one should be interesting. It'll be funny. It'll be good to watch. But yeah, so don't disappoint me this week. The next 2 weeks, please, or 3 weeks, I guess, because you guys have a bye week. Just don't disappoint me. That's all I'm asking. Just beat the Jets, beat Washington, and then just get back on track. Colts versus Texans. Colts. This is the Colts can lose maybe one more game this year, maybe, but they gotta win. They have to win this one. You cannot drop one to the Texans, and the Texans are a trap game for a lot of teams, except the Jets. I really picked the Texans over the Jets last week. So how do you go from beating the Titans, who just have pulled off 2 big-time wins, to go and lose to the Jets? Colts are going to win. Carson Wentz is going to have a great game. I still love Carson Wentz. I still love you, Carson. Washington at the Raiders. Must win for the Raiders. Washington's hot, and Washington stays hot. They're scary, man. They're a scary, scary team. They have pulled off some games this year that they shouldn't have. First of all, they didn't throw to Terry McLaurin enough. I had money on Terry McLaurin and DK Metcalf. Both of them laid an egg in my bed. Disappointing, sad, disgusted. Jacksonville travels to the Rams. If the Rams lose this game, I'm afraid they might miss the playoffs. This is a must-win for the Rams. They have to go out there, and they have to not just win. They have to embarrass the Jaguars. They have to embarrass them. That's the only shot they have. They need to have a big win, get back on track. A rivalry game. Ravens at Steelers. I think this will be close because it's Ravens-Steelers, but I'm taking the Ravens. And I'm sorry to Steelers fans. Listen, there's a lot of Steelers fans who I'm close with. I am from Pennsylvania. I know a lot of Steelers fans. Man, it's just Ben's washed. There's no denying it. Ben Roethlisberger's washed. This team listen, I think the Steelers are a better team than their record shows. I do. I think that they've had a tough schedule. They're in the toughest division of football this year. I'm gonna take the Ravens. I'm going with the Ravens, but this game's gonna be a little bit closer than people think. San Francisco at Seattle. San Francisco is gonna win. The Seahawks are just bad. Russell Wilson, I think he's getting traded this offseason. I think they need a fresh start. I wouldn't be shocked if Pete Carroll gets fired. And I don't want to see it, but I think that they know that they're not going to be able to do anything with these guys. The window of opportunity has shut drastically. Get him out of there. Get Russ a fresh start. Get Russ another chance at a Super Bowl. and let Pete Carroll retire. Let Pete Carroll go. Let him go. Let him go live his life. Let him go spend time with his family. Pete, it's time to hang up the coaching hat. Sorry, buddy. You were a great coach, but it's time. Sunday Night Football. The Broncos at the Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to beat them pretty brutally. Chiefs are back. I've been saying it. Just wait on the Chiefs. They will be back, and they're back. They are back. I said it a few weeks ago. I said the Chiefs are back. The Chiefs are back, baby. Patrick Mahomes is going to have a great game. He's going to light it up. Chiefs win. Monday Night Football. Game of the week, in my opinion. Bills host the Patriots. They're the hottest team in football right now. The hottest. I'm taking the Patriots. It's going to be a great game. I'm excited to watch it, but Mac Jones is going to light it up. The Patriots are a sneaky Super Bowl contender. Watch out. Watch out. So I'm going to go through here, and we're going to go over, and I'm going to give you, I'm going to go through the rest of the season predictions. I'm not going to say them all, obviously, because there's like a lot of games left. But what I will do is say, what is going on here? I'll just talk about my MVP candidates while I go through this. First off, let's start out with number 5. It's tough for me. Number 5 was a tough one. I'm going to go Dak Prescott. No. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow I feel like, has played a lot better. Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow are interchangeable. We're going to have a tie for 5th between Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has played very well in most of the games this year. Same with Dak Prescott. I just feel like Joe Burrow has a little less he's working with. That's why I want to put him ahead. But I feel like Dak Prescott has played slightly better. They both have played phenomenal this year. There's no denying that. But I'm going to roll with Joe Burrow as my number 5 on the MVP candidate. Or Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott. We'll call it a tie. At number 4, Justin Herbert. As much as he didn't play his best game last week, but he's been lights out for most of the season. He's been phenomenal. He's been arguably a top 5 quarterback at this point. Justin Herbert has played well against a lot of good teams. I'm going to roll with Justin Herbert at number 4. At number 3, give me Jonathan Taylor. He is, other than maybe he would have given Derrick Henry a run for his money. I'll say that, for best running back in the league this year. He has played amazing this season, especially the last few weeks. He has really helped. He's really plunged the Colts into a playoff contending position, and it's just nice to see. You know, I was high on Jonathan Taylor coming out of the draft, but at the end of the day, there are 2 guys ahead of him. We already know who they are. At number 2, Kyler Murray. It's happened, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Brady has passed Kyler Murray. Kyler just hasn't played. He just hasn't played football. I can't put a guy who's not playing. I would have loved to. I love Kyler Murray. He's one of my he's probably my second favorite quarterback in the league, other than obviously Jalen Hurts. But it is hard to deny Tom Brady what he has done. He's played so efficient, top in the league in yards, second in the league in yards, top 3 in touchdowns, the least amount of picks among consistent starting quarterbacks. Like, the guy has played a phenomenal this year. It's hard to deny giving him a spot. I got to give it to Tom Brady. You got to give it to him. Tom Brady, you are the league MVP as of now. But Kyler Murray, if Kyler Murray comes out and plays phenomenal and Tom Brady has another sluggish game, I'm going Kyler Murray. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot about this guy. I totally forgot. Bump everybody. Jonathan Taylor to 4, Justin Herbert to 5, Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott, get out of there. Number 3 is Aaron Rodgers. The way he's played with this banged up of a team has been nothing short of impressive. Aaron Rodgers is number 3 on my MVP candidacy, and if Aaron Rodgers very well could sneak up higher. I totally forgot about Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how. I just completely slipped my mind there. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, he's my league MVP as of now. He's done everything so well this year with so much going on. He literally has had a singular bad game. And that was against the Saints in week 1. And everybody was ready to count them out. And they went on a hot streak. They're the only team to beat the Cardinals when fully healthy. You know, realistically, they're probably the only team that I feel like I'm putting Aaron Rodgers at number 3. And it's a close number 3. I didn't think anybody could get close. It is close. I completely forgot about it. I am sorry. I feel disappointed in myself. But we are wrapping up our picks here for the playoff picture. Just trying to finish this here. It's very interesting because there's a lot of teams there's a lot of good games coming down late. A lot of games that are going to be very, very crucial coming down late in the season. I'm very excited. It's going to be a very fun and eventful end of this season. Yeah. Sorry, I'm in the last week of the season now. Just trying to finish this thing up. All right. We got the picks. We will start with the AFC coming in at number 7. I have the Buffalo Bills, but they are in a 3-way tie with the 5, 6, and 7. They're all interchangeable. I got the Buffalo Bills. The way they have played, I can see them. They have not played great over the last few weeks, but remember, this is still the same Buffalo Bills team we talked about all year. Josh Allen still played phenomenal to start this season. The potential for the Bills is through the roof. Number 6, I have the Los Angeles Chargers. Another team, they've been up and down, but I think they get their stuff together. These 3 teams have a little bit easier of a schedule than the other 3 teams outside the playoffs, who are the Colts, Browns, and Dolphins. The Dolphins just struggled too much too early. At number 5, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow have lit it up the last few weeks. I think they've gotten back on track after they went through a little bit of a lull. I got the Bengals at number 5. At number 4, the champions of the AFC North at 12-5. 1 game out of first place, by the way, are the Baltimore Ravens. Listen, the Ravens played horrendous against the Browns, but the Browns have a very good defense. Lamar Jackson looked bad, but he's going to bounce back. And it's kind of knocked him out of MVP candidacy, but he bounces back. They go on a nice little run to close out the season. It's just not enough to get into the top 3, who all have the same record. At number 3, the Kansas City Chiefs. Listen, they're still I still am going to stick to my preseason prediction of Chiefs-Bucks rematch. The way the Chiefs they're back. I've been saying it. I've said it so many times in this episode. The Chiefs are back. No question about it. At number 2, give me the Tennessee Titans. Listen, the Titans have a very easy schedule going down the stretch. It's hard. And the way when they've played at their best, they've played at their best. Give me the Titans. At number 1, the New England Patriots. Just the way they've come on the last few weeks, they have looked like arguably the best team in football. But I just don't think they're going to have the playoff strength. I don't even see them losing a game the rest of the season. Okay, I might have been a little bit too high on the Patriots. I have them not losing a game the rest of the season. They could drop one to the Bills or the Colts or the Bills the second time, but they're not losing the Jags or Dolphins. Give me the Patriots at number 1. They've played like the best team in football. At number 7, I had a tie between the 7 and 8 seed, Washington and the Eagles. I think they split. I think they both end 9 and 8. But unfortunately, the tiebreaker would go to the Washington football team. I know, it's sad. Listen, it's hard to deny Washington, though. Taylor Heineke's played phenomenal. This guy has put on a hero's journey and scorched his way into probably a starting role next year. And they're not putting Ryan Fitzpatrick in. At number 6, sitting at 10-7, I have the San Francisco 49ers. They have an easier schedule down the stretch. They got the Falcons. They got the Seahawks win. Bengals, I think they pull off an upset. Falcons win. Titans loss. Texans win. I have them losing to the Rams in the final week. But if they don't lose to the Rams, if they would beat the Rams, then they would become the 5 seed. And the Rams would become the 6. But I don't see that happening. I still have the Rams at number 5 at an 11-6 record. Listen, I know they've struggled, but once they get back on track, we're still talking about the same Rams team here. They played so good to start the year, but man, that is now 3 tough losses in a row. They're going to get back on track here. They're going to snag a nice victory. Give me the Rams. Number 4 at 10-7, I have the Dallas Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to be like kind of locked in their position going down the end of the season. I think Washington's too hot. I think that Arizona has been the best team in football all year. And I think that they're going to be locked at the 4 seed to the point where it's like, why are we going to even play our starters? And the Eagles will win. But in case they don't, Packers. At number 3, I have the 14-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're in a tie with the Packers. They just have such a smooth schedule. Their really only tough game left is the Bills. Like, there's no way they're losing to the Bills. I just don't see it. I just think the Bucs ride out the rest of the season. Same with the Packers at number 2. The Packers have a tougher schedule, but I think the Packers, they're scary. They're scary, dude. There's only like 4 or 5 teams I think that can beat the Packers, and that's the Bucs, the Cardinals, the Chiefs, and the Patriots are the only teams I think can realistically beat the Packers, and even that's a stretch. And at number 1, the best team in football this year, the Arizona Cardinals. Listen, when they've had Kyler Murray, they've lost 1 game in a game they probably should have won to the Packers. They've done so well with Colt. They've done a very good job with Colt McCoy. Now, they did beat up on their like division rivals, so I mean, you kind of would expect that, but still, I'm taking the Cardinals. And that'll wrap up the NFL conversation. Now it's time to go to college football, where I will predict the conference title games of the Power 5 and Cincinnati's, because that has an impact. Conference championship games. There we go. Let's start out with the Pac-12, which is actually tonight. It's tonight. Oregon will face Utah in the most meaningless. No, not the most meaningless, but it really has no impact on who will win. I'm going to roll with Oregon to take down Utah because they're just a better team. I would have liked to see Oregon find their way in the playoffs. Just not going to happen this year. Give me Oregon. The ACC title game. Pitt, number 15, versus Wake Forest, number 16. I don't know much about either of these teams. They're both irrelevant. The ACC was downright dog doo-doo this year. I'm going to take Wake Forest just because what I've seen is they're both very, it's going to be a very close game. But I'm going to take Wake Forest just because, I hate Pitt. We are. You'll always be our little brother, by the way. And it'll be nice to see Wake Forest win. So I'm going to take Wake Forest. Next up, we have the Big 12 title game. This has huge playoff implications. And I'm going to take Oklahoma State. And you'll see my final playoff ranking. Well, not my final playoff prediction. I'll post that on Instagram on Sunday morning, right before they reveal the rankings. But prediction-wise, on this podcast, I got Oklahoma State at number 5. Listen, they've been a sneaky team all year, and now they're sitting on the doorstep of the playoffs. I don't think they blow this opportunity. Give me Oklahoma State. Michigan, Iowa. Michigan is not blowing this. Michigan is not. If Michigan blows this, I'm going to go on an absolute ballistic rant. If they just beat Ohio State to lose, they got the Oxford patch on and everything. Roll with. Take the line. They're going to cover. They're going to win by more than 11. I am taking Michigan. They have heart. They have multiple reasons to play for. They're going to win this game. And I hate talking this good about Michigan, but damn, they looked impressive against Ohio State. Give me the Wolverines. Next up, what have we done? We've done Big 12, Big 10, Ace. We got the last one. Very well could be the deciding factor on who makes the playoffs. Georgia, Alabama. This is going to be a nail-biting, classic, probably a game of the year. But I'm going to take the Crimps Bulldogs, baby. I'm taking Georgia. Georgia takes down Alabama. Georgia's the best team of college football. I think they can be beat. I think they are not. I think they're human, but they're still the best team in college football. Give me Georgia, which reveals what we got. The final college football playoff rankings. We'll go at number 6, Alabama. They're going to only fall to 6. I mean, Alabama had a good year. They might only fall to 5. 5 or 6 would be interchangeable, but they've played well all year. It sucks. Oh, and Cincinnati. Cincinnati beat Houston. I forgot about that game. It's not going to be close. It sucks. It sucks. But I would have liked to see Alabama in, but they have had too many close games with too many not good teams where you can make an argument to put a 2-loss Alabama team in. They're going to be 6. Number 5, I got Notre Dame. Notre Dame can get in. If Cincinnati or Michigan lose, along with Alabama, if 2 of those 3 teams lose and Notre Dame gets in, do not be surprised. And Oklahoma State loses another one. That's another team that could lose. Notre Dame's not out of it. Don't count the Irish out. I'm going to put – the only thing I would be mad about is if they put Notre Dame over Cincinnati, if Cincinnati loses a close game to Houston, just because Notre Dame lost at Notre Dame to Cincinnati. But back to my point. Notre Dame's not out of it. But in my prediction, in the reality of Cole Thompson, they become number 5. At number 4, Oklahoma State. The Cowboys of Oklahoma State sneak in a team that probably nobody thought had a realistic shot, but everything's gone there. They've done everything they needed to. 1 loss, Power 5 conference champion, beat Baylor twice, beat Oklahoma. Give me the Oklahoma State Cowboys at number 4. At number 3 is the Cincinnati Bearcats. It's going to be nice. It's looking like we're going to see a group of 5 team find a way into the playoff, which also sucks that they're not going to expand it. I wish they'd go to 8. 12 is stupid. I wish they'd go to 8 or 6, make it meaningful to get a top 2 seed, but they're not going to do that. They don't want to listen to the genius over here. But at the end of the day, Cincinnati, congratulations. You're going to find your way in the playoff. At number 2, the Michigan Wolverines. Listen, they might beat Georgia. If they play like they did against Ohio State, they can beat Georgia. End of story. Simple as that. Number 1's Georgia. No question about it. If Georgia's not going to go undefeated, SEC champions, beat Alabama, and not get a number 1 seed, get out of here with that. You're ridiculous. Oh, it's going to be a great weekend. We have a great weekend ahead of us in sports. A lot of good stuff coming up, a lot of fun stuff coming up in the next few weeks over this podcast and everything else I'm doing. I'm excited. We're going to be talking more basketball. We're going to talk about the MLB lockout a little bit in the next episode. I just want to kind of let that thing settle. Talk about basketball, give a little update on my thoughts up to this point of the season. Also wanted to let that get going before I start forming opinions. But that'll wrap it up for the 15th episode of the Sports Raid. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed and have a great rest of your day.